Welcome to my channel where we discuss everything and all things politics, especially the 2023 presidential election that is going to take place in a few months' time. Today, I want us to look at the promise made by Atiku Abubakar that he is going to make or support Southeast to produce the president of Nigeria after his administration if he wins in 2023, while at the same time making the same promise to Governor of Rivers State that he will be the president after him if he wins the election in 2023. So, without much ado, let us look at where this emanated from. The Nation newspaper, they did an exclusive report of what happened, which means perhaps some sources at the meeting told them that the presidential candidate of the PDP, Alhaji Atiku Abubakar, has promised to support Rivers State Governor Nyesom Wike to become president in 2027 if he wins the presidential election in 2023. According to the paper, the offer was made when the PDP presidential candidates met with Wike in his Asokoro home in Abuja. And the candidates, the candidates of PDP have been having serious issues, serious problems with Nyesom Wike. And we all know how these problems emanated from. The problem first started with Nyesom Wike coming second in the PDP presidential primaries. And in that primaries, Nyesom Wike came second, but there were controversy about the outcome in the sense that the governor of Sokoto State, Aminu Tambawa, who was a participant in that exercise, he was an aspirant, at the last minute stepped down for Atiku Abubakar. And the way he stepped down was very controversial. He didn't follow the due process of the primary election, but Yechoayo allowed it to pass. And Nyesom Wike didn't protest it, but he took note of it. At the same time, after the primaries and Atiku won, the way that Yechoayo celebrated the emergence of Atiku, and by patting Tambawa at the back, telling him that he was the hero of the convention because he helped Atiku to emerge, showed that ab initio, Yechoayo was not transparent, he was not an unbiased umpire in the exercise. Of course, that's incensed Nyesom Wike, like any other serious contender in a race would. And after that convention, and the Northerner emerged, many had expected Yechoayo as a candidate from the North has emerged, that he will step down, as he earlier promised that if a Northerner emerges the presidential candidate of the PDP, that he will step down. But Yechoayo didn't step down. He's still the chairman and insisting that he's going to be the chairman until after the election. That it's not right to change a chairman ahead of an election. Atiku Abubakar, who is the leader of the party right now, having emerged the presidential candidate of the party, he's also not helping matters. He has not asked Ayo to step aside. Rather, he was saying that it is up to Ayo to determine whether he wants to step aside or not. In that case, he has extricated himself from the problem. But everyone knows that Ayu cannot stay on that seat any day that Atiku tells him to go. But Atiku said he has no right to tell Ayu to go. That is a constitutional matter and it is left for Ayu to decide. Now this has divided the party through the middle. A faction of the party is with Governor Nyesom Wike, who is insisting that Ayu must go if they are to be part of the Presidential Campaign Council of Atiku Abubakar. Now, Ayu is insisting that he will stay. Many of the Atiku's spokespeople are insisting that Ayu is going nowhere. Atiku himself has not been able to tell him to step aside. That's why many Nigerians saw the inauguration of the campaign council of the PDP without 5 governors. And these governors are all part of the Nyesom Wike camp. So when that happened, many Nigerians thought that Atiku has called the bluff of Nyesom Wike and his group. That it means Atiku want to go and win without them. But it appears they are having a rethink for Atiku to meet with Nyesom Wike in his Asokoro home in Abuja. After many had thought that Atiku has moved on. Of course, he must have realized the importance of Nyesom Wike in his, if he can win this election. So at the end of the day, he has come down from his high horse to Nyesom Wike, and now he's giving him a promise that in 2027 he is going to support Nyesom Wike to become the president of Nigeria if he wins in 2023. Now, this same promise has also been made elsewhere, and that is to the southeast. So we'll get back to that in a short while. And but before I do that, if you are new to my channel and you have not yet subscribed to my channel, please subscribe to my channel. Hit the subscription button. Hit the notification bell. When you subscribe to my channel, anytime I have a new video, you'll be among the first to know. God bless you. Now, remember that Atiku Abubakar had a few days earlier promised the people of Southeast that he will be the stepping stone to Igbo presidency after his administration if he wins. He told this at the stakeholders meeting of the PDP in Enugu. That's what he promised them. Now, this promise made by Atiku Abubakar was seen as unfair by several Igbo groups. But one of the groups that really caught my attention was the Southeast Revival Group, because I particularly like the way they worded their own statement in reaction to the promise that Atiku Abubakar made to the people of Southeast. In a statement titled, "Only God and Nigerians are stepping stones of Southeast to presidency," the group tried to tell Atiku Abubakar that he is not in a position to determine when Southeast will get the presidency. And this is what the group was all about, what they were saying. The Pan-Igbo Socio-Political Pressure Organization, the Southeast Revival Group, has told the former Vice President and presidential candidate of PDP, Alhaji Atiku Abubakar, that only God and Nigerian electorates that are guaranteed stepping stones for people of Southeast to produce the presidency. So what they are saying is that only God and the electorates that are guaranteed stepping stones for people of Southeast to produce president in Nigeria. While reacting to the comment credited to the presidential candidate of the PDP that he would actualize Igbo presidency if elected in 2023, the Southeast Revival Group said that the Southeast is already cruising to presidential villa through the presidential candidate of the Labour Party, Peterobi. So this group is saying that Southeast cannot wait for Atiku. That Southeast already cruising to the presidency through the presidential candidate of the Labour Party. In a statement signed by its presidential and national coordinator, Chief William, the Southeast Revival Group said that the pledge made by Alhaji Atiku Abubakar during the Southeast Zonal Stakeholders Meeting in Enugu on Tuesday was a mere political statement. Nigerian electorates and the youths of the country have made their choice of a presidential candidate and have been speaking loud and clear at every given opportunity. Power belongs to God, and he gives it to whomsoever he chooses through the electorates. The group concluded by saying, therefore, Atiku Abubakar's offer of himself as the stepping stone to Igbo presidency stands rejected, as the Nigerian electorates have, before his offer, formed the pillar through which a president of Nigeria of Southeast extraction can emerge in 2023. So this group is saying there's no way they are going to take the offer by Atiku Abubakar, that Southeast is already well primed to become president, to produce a president in 2023. Therefore, they are rejecting his offer. Now, one thing to be taken away from the promises of Atiku Abubakar is this. By promising Southeast presidency after his administration if he wins, and also promising Nyesom Wike from South, the same position in 2027, it is fair to say that he should not be taken seriously by Southeast and South people. He should not be taken seriously because you cannot promise two zones the same position. It doesn't make sense. He ought to have known that both Southeast and South people are reasonable people. They cannot easily be deceived like this, like he's trying to do. And secondly, offering Wike presidency in 2027, he wants to deceive the gullible that he will do one time. That is not possible. Atiku Abubakar is a very ambitious politician, a man who has been on the trenches right from 1992, desiring to be president. There is no way he will step his foot inside that Sorok villa and live in 4 years. He will make sure he maximizes all the tenures that is allocated to him by the Constitution of the Federal Republic of Nigeria. So anybody who thinks that Atiku Abubakar, if he becomes president, will do one term, the person is deceiving himself or is lying to himself. And it's only the gullible that believe that Atiku Abubakar will have the opportunity to be president of Nigeria, and he will not exhaust the tenures that he could enjoy by the Constitution of Federal Republic of Nigeria. Okay? The truth of the matter is this: Atiku Abubakar's time to become president of Nigeria is all but gone. There is no pathway for Atiku to become president in 2023. I think that's why he's growing desperate and promising people different zones, several things, just to make them give way for him. Because let's face it, there is no pathway for Atiku Abubakar. I have made a video which you can check out. Go to YouTube and start my name and search for it. I said there is no pathway for Atiku Abubakar to become president. There is virtually no pathway. No pathway. So he's just making an empty promises since there is no pathway for him to become president in 2023. And since I made that video, I want people to go and watch that video. Why I want people to go and watch that video where I made that there is no pathway for Atiku Abubakar to be president. I also made another video that there is no pathway for Tinubu to become president. And I'm being vindicated by all the opinion polls that are coming out in Nigeria, both local and international. The opinion polls have been in tandem with what I said, that there is no pathway for these two candidates, Atiku Abubakar and Tinubu, to become president. If 2023 presidential election is free and fair and BVAS is followed judiciously without being compromised, there is no pathway for Atiku Abubakar and Tinubu to emerge president in 2023. I've said it. It's on record. You search for those videos. They're on YouTube. Just Google my name and the title, "No Pathway for Atiku Abubakar to become president." You go watch the video. Now, I did these videos long before the opinion poll results began to emerge. And you can see from the opinion poll result, both the one done by ANAP, the one done by the Bloomberg of United States, they all show that there is no way for Atiku to become president in 2023. Of course, some people, because it didn't favor them, are trying to dismiss those polls. But you can't dismiss something that was done scientifically. ANAP poll have been ANAP and NOI poll, they have been very accurate. They predicted accurately the victory of Jonathan in 2011. They predicted accurately the victory of Buhari in 2015. They predicted accurately the victory of Buhari in 2019. Why would they be wrong in 2023? The Bloomberg is an American-based media company, one of the best media companies in the world. They don't know peterobi, but being an international media organization, they wanted to find out the likely outcome of 2023 presidential election in Nigeria. They commissioned a credible polling company, and that company did fantastic job. And at the end of the day, the results show that peterobi is giving 72% lead against his competitors, with Tinubu of APC coming second, Atiku Abubakar coming a distance third. And that is what I have been projecting that will happen in this election. All things being equal. if this election is not compromised, it will be in tandem with all these polls that are coming out. Because that is the mood of the country. You cannot, there is no basis for APC presidential candidate to be re-elected. For APC to be re-elected in 2023. APC has failed woefully. That is why that even their presidential candidate, they are not marketing him using the achievements of APC. They are trying to tell us that what he did in Lagos, instead of talking about what they did for Nigeria for the past 8 years. No pathway. Of course, the PDP is already disorganized. When he got it wrong, when it threw its presidential candidate tickets open, when they ought to have zoned it to the south, and following justice, fairness, and equity, micro-zone it to southeast. They didn't do that. They threw it open, and the northerner Atiku Abubakar picked it, and they expect that in a multi-ethnic and multi-religious society like Nigeria, after 8 years of Muhammad Buhari, another northerner of Fulani extraction should also come and do another 8 years. It is something that they themselves will not tolerate. That is what they want other Nigerians to tolerate. So there's no way, no pathway. And even in the north, they understand that. That was why even the APC governors, which are dominated by northern governors, insisted that power should shift to the south. And of course, the power shifted to the south, and they ought to have gone to the southeast, because southwest has done 8 years of presidency through Chief Olusegun Obasanjo, and now they are doing 8 years of vice presidency through Osibanjo. South has done 5 years through Goodluck Jonathan. Now it ought to be the turn of the southeast. So there is no basis for Asiwaju Bola Ahmed Tinubu to come out. That is why even Asiwaju Bola Ahmed Tinubu is rejected by Afenifere, because Afenifere said, look, we have been fighting against Fulani domination in the country. How can we allow Yoruba domination in the south? Because that means we are hypocrites if we do that. So Yoruba has done 16 years altogether in the presidential villa. For fairness, justice, and equity, the presidency ought to go to southeast. And Nigerians are listening. And good enough for southeast, the presidential candidates they have right now, Peterobi, is seen as the best among all the candidates. And his records speak for him. And that is why a lot of people have been excited about the recent meeting between Nyesom Wike and Peterobi. They just met a few days ago. This was part of the series of meetings they have been having. And people want that kind of meeting to be fruitful, so that Nyesom Wike can throw his weight behind Peterobi, so that he can help Peterobi to lock down both South and Southeast, to make it easier for him to win the presidency without going for a second ballot. So that is what is on board. So Atiku is not in a position to promise Southeast something that he cannot even give to them. One, he's not going to win. So there's no basis for him to offer what you don't have, or what you're not going to have. That's what the political atmosphere is showing right now. Unless there is a dramatic shift in Nigerian politics, there is no way Atiku Abubakar will emerge president in 2023. and thus be in a position to even help anybody to become president after him. Thank you for watching this video, and if you have not yet subscribed to my channel, subscribe to my channel, hit the subscription button, hit the notification bell. When you subscribe to my channel and hit the notification bell, anytime I have a new video, you will be among the first to know. God bless you.